Hello friends, this is Cole Chance at YOGATX. Thank you all for unrolling your mat with me today. And we are just going to do a short little sequence for beginners here. So let's get started. And let's start in child's pose. It's always a good place to start and end and anywhere in the middle. But let's start with child's pose. So we're gonna have our big toes touching, and I'm going to sit my hips back to my heels. And if this doesn't work for you, you can sit on, put a pillow in between your hips and your heels, or you can also kind of stay up like this. So wherever you need to be today. But we're gonna walk our hands out forward. And we're just going to get length from our fingertips all the way to our hips. So just feeling that length here. Kind of shift side to side. Kind of shifting myself over to the right and to the left. Feels nice. And from here, let's tint our fingertips up. See if you can bring your chest a little closer to the ground. It's just creating a bigger stretch underneath your armpits. Let's go ahead and look forward and start to shift forward. And we'll come all the way, we'll bring our knees in just a little bit, and all the way so that my head is creating like a diagonal with my knees. So I'm shifting my hips forward a little bit here. And I have my belly in. My hands are wide. My inner elbows are facing each other here. And my chest is kind of coming through. So we're coming all the way down. You can kind of shake your hips out here. Have our elbows still in by our side, and we'll inhale and we'll just lift up a little bit. We'll do a low cobra here. Our neck isn't coming real far back. It's staying forward, so our gaze is a few inches in front of our mat. Just a gentle cobra, about 6 inches up, and we'll come down. One more time. Gentle cobra, make sure your elbows are in, they're not coming out. And release. And third time, inhale. And release. Push the ground away. We'll come all the way back into child's pose. Take your hands all the way around to clasp behind your back. And start to move your fist up towards the ceiling. We're just getting a little shoulder stretch here. And then you can release. Arms back forward. We'll do that one more time. We'll shift all the way forward. So we're creating that diagonal line. Elbows in, coming all the way down. Exhale. We'll inhale up for cobra. We'll exhale down. Push all the way back. Bring your hands all the way around and clasp. Roll your shoulder blades together, and you can just press away, like just take your fist away, like towards the back wall, or you can start to lift up if that's available to you. Go ahead and release. Come up to hands and knees. I'm gonna take some cat-cow here. So my shoulders are over my wrist. My hands are wide. My hips are over my knees. So on an inhale, I'm gonna bring my chest through. I'm bringing the crown of my head out. I'm bringing my chest through. I'm starting to drop my belly and lift my hips and look up. On an exhale, I'm pushing the ground away. I'm reversing everything. My pelvis comes in. My spine lifts. My chin goes to my chest. And now, starting with the pelvis, tilt the pelvis forward. It's like that kind of whips your spine. Chest through, head up. Do 2 more rounds. So everything in, starting with the pelvis, spine up, chin in, really pushing the ground away. And pelvis starts to tilt up. Belly down, chest out, chin up. Beautiful. Let's tuck our toes. Bring your hands a little bit forward here. We'll pick our hips up and back into down dog. So just take some steps here. We won't stay here too long. So we're pushing the ground away very, very forcefully. So I'm trying to get as long as I can from my fingertips to my hips. So bend our knees here. We're just pushing away, really focusing on pushing away. You could also think about here, having your hips go up towards the sky. Like if you had a light on each sit bone, the lights were shining up towards the ceiling. You can start to straighten a little bit. Hips, your heels are going towards the ground. And then just start to walk up to the front of the mat. Hips about hip widths apart, which is about 2 fists. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Knees on your shins. Your hands are pushing into your shins are pushing into your hands. Your belly is in. And roll your shoulder blades onto your back. So you're kind of creating like that cobra pose that we just did. My head's not coming up this way, it's still looking down. So imagine that you don't want wrinkles on the back of your neck. Like this is creating, the wrinkles. So it's a good way to think about it. One more inhale. And exhale. Fold. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Fold. And you can keep as deep a bend in your knee as you'd like. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. And this time we'll come all the way up. So we're hinging at the hips. Arms wide. Push the ground away through your feet. And rise all the way up. And hands come down to heart center. So my legs are strong, my knees are lifted, my belly's in, and my ribs are knitted together. So everything is active here. Hands up. And I'll come all the way down. So hands come through midline. My knees have a micro bend, hinging at my hips, coming all the way down. I'll inhale, halfway lift, push the shins away. Little cobra in the upper back. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up, arms wide. Everything active. And then exhale, come all the way down. Hinging at the hips. One last time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms wide. Coming all the way up. And exhale. And come all the way back down. So that moving with breath is called vinyasa. We're linking movement with breath. Let's come down, bring your hips to your heels, and come down. We'll scoot all the way back. So we'll have our legs going straight out here. We'll take a forward fold. So we'll inhale, lift. And exhale, fold forward. Just real gently. And you can have your knees bent here. You can place your hands underneath your calves. So that creates that Keeps a safety for the back of your knees. Take a couple rounds of breath here. So we want to keep the steady breath the whole time. If you ever feel like your breath is getting too fast, then you should slow down, because we're moving with our breath, not breathing with our movement. Yeah. Good. And come up. And scoot forward a little bit. You can grab the front of your knees. And we're going to round our back. So we're slowly going to come all the way down to our back. But we're going to come down vertebrae by vertebrae. And you can slowly kind of bring your hands down your thighs until you're laying on your back. And bring both knees in. Take a big squeeze. And bring your chin towards your knees. You can release. Bring your heels wide on your mat and let your knees fall into center. Feels really nice. You can start to windshield wiper your legs here. So just side to side. Next time you go to the right side, let's just let your knees come all the way down to the left. So just take an easy twist here. Just feels nice. If you want a little bit more, you can take your arms above your head. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and start to arch over to the left. So this will get the side body stretch. So the more you pull up on your arm, as if it's going diagonal, the more stretch you're getting here. Or you can focus more on kind of like the twisting, and it comes a little bit more onto your back. You can kind of play around with what feels better for you. Take a couple more breath cycles. Good. Bring everything back to center. We'll go over to the left side. So both knees coming down to the left. You can stay right here. This is wonderful the way it is. Or if you'd like to grab your left hand and start to twist over to the right. That's another option. And just create some more extension. I like these oppositional stretches, they feel good. The polarity. Again, checking in with your breath. Just steady, deep. And go ahead and come back to center. Let's hug both of our knees in. You can take one hand on each knee. We'll do some circles. Just help create some synovial fluid in the hip joints. So I'm taking them in opposite directions. Doing circles towards the outside. And you can switch and do the circles towards the midline, towards the inside. Good. Go ahead and extend your legs long. A couple moments Shavasana, corpse pose. So we're gonna let our feet open up wide to the side, our palms facing up, and roll your shoulder blades onto your back. And just let everything go. Don't hold on. Let all the muscles relax and release and be supported by the ground, by the earth. And just breathe. You can stay here as long as you like. Feel free to pause it. I'll go ahead and show you how to come out if you'd like to come out with me. And start to bring my knees up. You know, wiggle my toes. Maybe I'll touch each finger with my thumb pad. Just invite some movement. And here you can roll to your left side or you can roll to your right side. I'll roll over to my right. And I'll always take a full round of breath in this fetal position. At least one. So I'll inhale. And exhale, release. Take my top palm to the ground. I'm gonna start to pick myself up, and I'm really using the strength of my arms here. And I like to take a little twist here. I'll continue to push myself up, using the strength of my arms, and then I'll come into a seat. Keeping my eyes closed during that whole transition. Once you're seated back in a comfortable seat, you can have your palms on your knees for grounding. You can also place your palms facing up in a gesture of receiving. And just thank yourself for starting on your yoga journey, whether this is your first time or you've been doing it for a while. It's such a wonderful, wonderful path to be on. So just thank yourself here. Bring your hands to heart center. The light and the love within me bows to the light and love within you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. I hope that opened your body up a little bit, invited a little bit of movement. You can follow me at Colchance Yoga on Instagram and also at YOGATX. And please check out our website, yogatx.org. And I have videos coming out every Tuesday. So if you resonated with this, hit subscribe. We'll make sure to get the new ones to your inbox every week. Feel free to comment, message. We love hearing from you all. This is for you. And I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day. Think about visualizing that. Your shoulder blades coming together onto your back, chin up, sternum going towards the ceiling here. Exhale, we're gonna round. So bring your elbows together, tuck your chin as you start to curl your back. This should light up the muscles going on either side of your spine here. So you can control the intensity. So if you need to not go as far, this can be intense.